Hey, it's Bruce with WeedersDigest.com. Today I want to tell you a little bit about muskrats. If you live on a lake or a pond, you've probably had to endure muskrats. And in this particular video, you're going to see one that looks mighty cute. I just shot this video this afternoon, and he posed real nice for me, and it was pretty cute to watch him. But I will tell you that this is the first time I've ever thought of a muskrat being cute because they can do a lot of damage. And so as I go through some information here, some of it I'm basically going to be reading off some information I've obtained, as well as just the knowledge that I have of just spending most of my life around them. Muskrats oftentimes look like a rat, both when they're swimming as well as when you can see them on the shore. But they're really not a rat. It's part of they're actually a plant eater, most commonly found in wetlands, ponds, as well as lakes. And it's actually the largest member of a family of native rats and mice. And then the muskrat also has a bigger cousin, and that's the beaver. And the beaver and the muskrat are the only mammals that actually build homes in the water. And that's where they actually spend their winter and raise their young. Now, I know that because on the lake that I live on, they typically don't build a mound. I've seen them do that a couple times along my property, but they like to dig in and burrow themselves into holes. And along my shoreline, I've got 750 feet of shoreline, and I have every year they will do a fair amount of damage. Holes in the hillside that eventually erode and collapse. And then I have my peninsula that goes out is about 40 feet across, and they will actually burrow all the way across through big boulders and then out to the center of the peninsula. That's where they'll create their den and have their young. And then the unfortunate thing is that those runs or those tunnels or that den will end up collapsing. And his the people that owned the house I live in prior to me, I know that they spent about $30,000 repairing muskrat damage from years had gone by. So they can be quite troublesome. They're 20 inches long and they include a 9-inch tail. And I've seen a lot of smaller ones, and I don't know why they have not grown larger, but I've seen them, go through a whole season quite a bit younger. And they will typically be seen, just going back and forth in the water, a lot of times just carrying vegetation. I've seen them literally go swim across our lake, grab a branch, swim it back, and they could have got it just 20, 30 feet from where they're at, but for some reason there was one on the other side of the lake that must have looked appealing to them. Muskrats produce many young. An adult female can have 2 or 3 litters with 10 young in each litter. I've also heard other stories of people telling me that they can have up to 50, but one of the things is that the muskrat can be a little bit angry and sometimes just has a little temper tantrum and she eats her young. So how do you like that? So there's in our lake, we typically have never seen that many swimming around because I think that the predators, which are quite common. We have fox that eat them. We have a mink that lives on our property. I've literally seen an eagle grab one out of the water. So they are they're sought after, and I think so they find themselves being eaten quite a bit, and I think they also fight amongst themselves. They eat roots, stems, leaves, and I see them eating a lot of cattail as well as water lilies, and they'll also eat wild rice. I'm sorry, wild celery, which is a real common in our lake, and they'll uproot it and let it float around. Um, Unlike the beaver, the muskrat does not store food for the winter. It needs to eat the fresh plants each day, and so it's very active all winter long. It slows down its metabolism in the wintertime, but it still has to make a channel to go out into the lake, go underneath the water, find some kind of plants, and bring them back together. And to stay warm in the winter, groups of muskrats will huddle together in their lodges. So they really do kind of work together. They're good for trapping, and there is a demand for their pelts. So I hope I've shared some information. If you'd like to get more information, give me a call. It's Bruce at Weeder's Digest, 877-224-4899.